narcissism.
All right, it's
you gotta be a humble
December
servant.
23rd, 2017, 9:48 a.m.
You have humility is a number one characteristic of a true
Kodak,
a true leader.
Warren,
That they are a servant.
Warren Photography, Life and Focus
Not
Productions.
People are not there to serve the leader. They're not there to make the leader feel good, make the leader feel comfortable.
Okay,
so,
I guess this is really a personal journey for myself. So,
nigga,
you know who you is.
Alright,
today is
raising
interesting.
serious questions is
This guy right here.
Here you have GoFundMe issues.
I see him talking about Umar Johnson, saying he got a whole bunch of he's got turmoil going on. So when I saw that, let's look up, see what's going on with they mean. You know, they throwing him in with the other scandals that's going on with people. I know with sex scandals going on with actors and politicians. So I'm like, what's going on with Umar? You know, and you know, he's a profound, conscious black leader. Got a degree in psychology. You know, he's an educator. We've been trying to get money for this school for black kids, for black men. But you know, we know what they teach us in school is messed up. Once you grow up, you realize everything you've been taught about history and politics and in America is really just a snow job. You know, a fairy tale to overgloss that has been, you know, basically the greatest country in the world that was built on murder. Anybody can rob and kill and become rich and powerful, you know. But so anyway, I'm going deeper into whatever the hell. So anyway, Umar Johnson been trying to get money to build a school, had to go fund it. It's been years, at least 3 or 4 or whatever. I think that's I wanted to spearhead this. I was like, I should take up the charge, but I had to pay bills, so I couldn't get no money for no school, so I couldn't feed myself. So anyway, I see this shit 2 or 3 years later. I've been gone. I came home about 3 or 4 months ago, and now I'm seeing this was going on with Umar. Wow, this dude got this video, and he's just kind of talking about it like he's impartial, but really every other word he says seems like he's halfway damning my brother. Now, me seeing that, for Umar Johnson to be who he is, to do the good work that he does, to be as knowledgeable and educated as he is, and what his goal is, and he's very transparent about what his goals are, what his background is, and what his feelings are. You know, to see how he can be taken down and be ready to walk away from it all after he's getting close to achieving his goal, and he's been getting people to donate this money. That right there, that kind of hurt my heart. You know, and I kind of understood, like, damn, that happens. Sometimes people end up celebrating their dreams. Sometimes people end up walking away with their head down. We've seen it in entertainment. We've seen it in sports. We've seen it in politics. But the thing is, when it's something big like what he's trying to do, which is start black schools that are, you know, have true curriculums that will keep us competitive and give black men leadership and give us discipline, you know, and opportunities, the same way these fraternities and these other private institutions that Europeans get to use, you know, and other, but anyway, so I had to think about it like, damn, he's not succeeding. Like, damn, he's got people talking about him where if you never heard of him, first thing you hear is this so-called conscious leader, this so-called black leader, and he's getting this money. You know, if that's the first thing you ever heard about Umar, and you hadn't researched him or followed him like I did for a little while, you know, you might think, oh, another who got this money off of YouTube, like the mother and the son who was getting bullied over the racism, or so many other people that are scam people. You would think that's who Umar Johnson is. So I'm sitting back and I'm thinking about myself, because, you know, I've got actual you know, criminal history, even though the circumstances were way out of proportion, but you know, I've got dark spots in my past that have impacted my goals and my dreams, things that I've worked for, and there's things I still want to work for, and I'm thinking like, man, can it really just be somebody else presenting my situation after the fact with their glove delivery and their overview, and can they really just change the perception of who I am and all the work I've done, what I believe? You know, there's a lot more to any person you see on these YouTube videos, or you see when they do a project or throw a comedy show, or if they drop an album. There's so much more to that person, but all we get is that paragraph and that blurb at the bottom of their video about what just happened to them, and the negative spreads way faster. Cause I didn't know who the Cash Me Outside chick was, but when I saw something negative on TMZ, oh, I got put up on her whole history. But from TMZ's point of view, I don't know who that chick is really. But there's and that's maybe a bad example because, well, from what I've learned, she's really not worth watching. You know, she's not worth a 30-second view. You know, as far as the content that you're getting from that particular entity that you see coming across your screens. When Umar Johnson comes across your screens, you are getting the tip of the iceberg, you know, when it comes to having some value and integrity and some goals about what you're trying to get this view for, what you want to instill in a person, in the vibrations in your voice and in the refraction of light that you recorded to transmit your energy. It wasn't to get you to laugh or see me with a wig on. It was to change your perspective today and how you thought, and maybe you do something different. Maybe you would think about the world through the eyes of a conscious black man who sees how much we're up against and how much every black child is up against, and that every school they go to every day is not trying to make them the best they can be. They're trying to just produce a product, and it may go to prison, it may go to the strip club, it may go to the liquor store, or it may go to work. It probably won't go to the White House. It probably won't go to the governor's office. It probably will get aborted, you know, or get an abortion. But what they're producing in the media and these little bits of information that comes across our black children's minds every day, it's not to form them to be a better person or be productive. It's to form them into a product. It's programming. And this goes for European children too. But when it comes to the opportunities for you to live the positive program, like you see on TV, well, their programming is more likely to produce that. And whether they realize it or not, they're beneficial of it. And a lot of white people do understand what white privilege is. There's nothing they can do about it at the moment when they go cash their check, you know, that they get 0.% more than this person, but they know it's there. Some of them do. But a lot of black people don't realize what the world's vibrations and information is sending to our children every day, and he's trying to build something that they're gonna go to every day, and they're gonna learn their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, but they're also gonna get counter programming, and they're gonna get a sense of confidence in the being black hasn't been programmed into them to be negative, to be their ball and chain and dragon life, that they're going to move slower, they're not going to jump higher, they're not going to be as happy, they're not going to cash those checks, they're not going to buy those houses. You know, you're going to have those baby daddies, and you're going to fight with cameras in front of you, and you're going to snap the quickest, and you're going to buy the biggest belts and the best cars, you know, but you're not going to build the schools. That's what we've been taught. That's what we've been programmed. That's what our neighbors, our white, black, Chinese, Mexican neighbors, they've been programmed that too without realizing it. You know, that's what America teaches us. And that is what he's trying to change. So to see that, you know, somebody else's view that could have been tainted by somebody else's view, you know, but because of certain things, and Umar Johnson, I really ain't heard no actual scandal. I ain't heard nothing like they got with these actors or with these politicians. You know, ain't nothing like that. They just saying, oh, well, they're, you know, that bunch of people complained about him. You know, he has a negative view on homosexuality, or not negative, but he's just not, you know, pro-homo, you know, LGBTQ rights or whatever. And, you know, that could be a backlash, but at the same time, he doesn't preach hate. He just lets it be known, I'm not for that. So, you know, hey, you don't shuffle and jive to get them on your side. He's just saying what it is or whatever. So I can respect that or whatever. But then even beyond that, when he calls the American power structure, or you can call it the white power structure, or you can call it the school to prison pipeline, when he confronts them on their numbers and how the private schools and the charter schools and the differences in some of these actions, when he confronts them and when he calls them to task, and he shows up in their city and he has people moving against these things, and he's trying to start his own school and he's getting funding for it, of course you got people that are going to be shooting at him. You know, you can't put any, you know, can't speak truth to power without expecting some type of backlash. That's why it's power. But that's why you are brave for speaking truth to it. That's why you need to stay behind a person like this. So I'm not sure how good or bad Omar's situation is going. I'm actually going to go further into that. But this dude motivated me. He pissed me off by talking bad about the brother. And he made me, after the fact, realize that I need to be mad for myself because people do this to me every day. So this is really just a message to you, bro. To remember the day that you get mad and you decided that you was going to craft the narrative on who you are. You were going to be able to tell that yourself before somebody decides that they don't like what you're producing, what you're creating, and what your goals are. Because right now I've got goals, and I've got the opportunity and potential to create every goal that I can imagine, and those include goals for dozens of other people around me who have so much potential, because I surround myself with people with good potential, and I like to help them move it. So while I have those and I'm producing, pieces of artwork and I'm in photography or whatnot, I'm not speaking. I'm just letting the work speak. But at the same time, I see other people counteracting that, and they wanna put their mans on, or they wanna put somebody else in the place that I typically have, or that I'm going for. And that's to be expected, because everybody wants to see everybody succeed. I want to see everybody succeed too, but I still got bills to pay, shit. So I got to get my section cornered off, and I'm gonna have to be vocal, or I'm gonna have to be more than just visible with the artwork. I'm gonna have to create this